Okay. So what is the first program? The first program says, by the way, am I audible to you guys? Just say audible if I'm audible. Am I audible? Yeah, awesome. Okay, so write a program to find the area of a circle. Okay, so first thing is what? When I say find the area of a circle, what is the first thing that you need to do? Put that in your chat box. What is the first thing that you got to do? Okay, first thing, when you're writing a program, what is the first thing that you have to do? What is the first thing? Okay, the first thing is yeah, so Naresh says it is a formula. The very first thing is you'll have to think of the logic. You have to think of the logic. The very first thing is think of the logic, right? So it's a very simple program, so we know that. Okay, so let me write this program over here. Okay, we know the fact that for this program, area of a circle, the logic is very simple. You need not think about a logic, because there is a direct formula, as Naresh said. What is it? It is, what is the formula for finding the area of a circle? It is pi r square, correct? Pi r square, right? Yes or no? Pi r square. Yes, no, that is the formula. Pi r square is a formula. Okay, so you know what is pi value also. You know what is pi value also. Okay, 3.14. And then you know now. Okay, if this is the formula, like how do I actually put that? Okay, yeah, 22 by 7 or 3.14 or whatever it is, right? 22 divided by 7 is nothing but 3.14, right? So when you know that this is the formula, what is the next step now? What is the next step? Okay, it's very simple. What is the next step that you have to actually do? Okay, so now when you know the core formula, now what all you know, you need one pi value. Okay, then you need a you need a variable r, correct? You need a variable r. Yeah, correct. Then yeah, you are supposed to write an algorithm, right? But it's a very simple program. It's very simple algorithm, right? So you must know that you need a variable, right? Okay, you need a variable, but variable also needs some value. No, variable also needs a value, right? So now how do I give the value? The radius value. Can I hard code it or take it from the keyboard? Should I take the value from the keyboard or should I hard code the value? Okay, I'll have to take it from the keyboard, correct? Now, if I want to take from the keyboard, what is needed? Keep asking questions like this and you'll get the answer, right? So if suppose I want to take it from the keyboard, what is needed? Okay, I need input function, right? Okay, very good. I need an input function. I'll say in the input, I would say enter radius. I would say enter radius. Okay, right. Now, if I say like this input function enter radius, right? What will it give me? It will basically give me what? What will it give me? It will give me, suppose say I'll enter 2.5 or something as the radius, right? It would basically give me a string, correct? No, so if it gives me a string, is it enough? Can I calculate pi r square with the string? Is it possible? It is not possible. So what is that I have to do now? I'll have to convert that into a equivalent numeral, right? So what is that? Either use int or use float, because we are calculating radius can also be a float. So why don't we use a float function? Yes or no? We will use a float function. So we'll have to put this input function inside this float function over here, so that will convert into float, right? So we will get a radius, and then you will use the formula and calculate and print the value. Now after calculating, we want to print the radius, right? For printing, which function you will use? For printing, which function will you use? Print. Very simple program, very simple program. See, whether it is a big program, small program, or whatever program it is, right? The first thing that you got to do is you have to start asking questions in your mind. Okay, what is needed? If you start asking questions in your mind, you will start getting answers. When you start getting answers, you must ask, how can this answer be solved using the constructs in Python? If you're coding it in C, you must ask, okay, how do I solve this in C? Okay, if suppose you're doing it using your Java, then how do I do it using Java? Okay, you must start asking questions for your, suppose I told you now, okay, we need a variable. Now in where, if suppose it was in C language, then you would have actually have to define int r or float r or something like that. Same thing in Java also. In Python, data type is not treated, so just say r. But if you want to say r, then I want a value to it. Should I take it from the keyboard or should I hard code it? If I want to hard code, I would say r is equal to 6 example. Okay, no boss, I don't want to hard code. That is not the right way to do it. So what is it I have to do? I have to make the program generic, so that I have to take the keyboard, take the value from the keyboard. If I want to take from the keyboard, which function? Yeah, Subhash has discussed this. What is that function called as? Input function, correct? No, so you have this input function ready. Now input will give you a string. So what is the next thing that I have to do? Start asking. Okay, I have to convert this into a float or an int. For that, what is that function? Yeah, Subhash has also thought this one. What is that? That is float. Conversion function is there. Okay, now after finding it, what is that I have to do? I have to apply the formula and then print the result. For printing, what is it? Print function is there. Done. No, your program will be ready. Okay, so what all you need in this function basically? Okay, make the what are the data elements that is needed? First one, what is you need? You need a variable, name it as r. Okay, then what is that you need? You need an input function. Okay, then you need a conversion function. What is it? Float or int or whatever it is, right? Then what you need? You need a print function, right? See, all these are the structures basically, which is needed, the constructs. You call these as what? Programming constructs. Constructs, the elements that is needed to construct your program, right? And after that, using this, put your program. So that is where you actually build your algorithm. These are the needed things which the Python gives you. Using this, you build your program. Is that okay? Did you get that? Is that okay? Easy one, no? This is easy one, right? Right? Shall I show you the code? Shall I show you the code? Just clarify if you also have the same code, okay? I'll show you the code. See if you have written any better code, let me know. Fine? Yeah. So what is that? Area of a circle. Okay. So is there any area, what is that? Have you written anything better than me, or have I used anything new? Okay. If suppose I've used anything new, then it would be math.py. Yes or no? So pi is basically a constant. I'll tell you how to design modules in functions. Okay, so don't worry about how to create your modules. For now, understand math is a module, and in math there is a constant called as pi. Okay, which will give us our 3.14 and all that. So you need not say 3.14. It will give you math.py. So if you want to use math, then you will have to import this module by saying import statement. I have also told you this, right? So then for r square, you have this exponent operator. Okay, and I want the output to be formatted in float with 2 decimal places, so I have used this format function also. So in our constructs, we also had to add this format. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is there anything that extra you have done very neatly you have done? Is there anything that you have done something different? Have you done anything different? Have you done anything different? Okay, is there anything that you missed? Is there anything that you missed in this program? Everything, I mean, did you use math.py? Okay, you missed these two, right? Yeah, make a note of it. Make a note of it and rewrite your program. Guys, all the programs, make a directory or a folder and keep it somewhere. Okay, please make a folder and keep it somewhere so that later you can, when you're seeing the program, you will get to know what all was taught in the class automatically, right? Each and every concepts, each and every program. See, next chapter, you have 11 programs, complicated programs. The complications will keeps increasing. Okay, the moment you see the program, you will know what all I taught you. Okay, okay. Shall we move to the next one? Shall we move to the next one? Shall we move to the next one? Everyone? Yeah. Okay. It's a very simple program, right? Yeah. Okay. Right. So what is the next program all about? What is the next program? The next program says write a program to find whether a given number is odd or even. Again, a simple program. Again, a simple program. This program is given to make sure that, one second. Give me a moment. Okay, this program is written to find out whether given number is odd or even. So I gave you this program so that you will make use of your if condition, if and else condition. Yes or no? Right? So how do you know whether a given number is odd or even? How do you know whether a given number is odd or even? When do you say a given number is odd or even? When do you say? Ask this question to yourself. When you're programming, you're supposed to ask this question. When do you know whether a given number is odd or even? How do you find out whether a given number is odd or even? Yes, exactly, right? So now 8 is odd or even. 8 is odd or even. 8 is odd or even. Okay, even. How do you know it is even? Okay, because when you divide by 2, okay, when you divide by 2 exactly, it must give a reminder as 0. 0 must be your reminder. It must exactly divide by 2. That is basically called as, you must exactly divide this number. The 2 must exactly divide this number. Okay, so there must not be any reminder. There must be a 0 reminder. That is when you call this number as even number, right? So how do I do that? How do I get the reminder in Python? Which operator to use? Ask yourself which operator to use. This is generic, right? We know that mod operator is there to find the reminder. Therefore, what will I do? So the thing is that if this number, whatever you enter through the keyboard, if when I divide it by 2 and the reminder is equal to 0, so mod operator will give us a reminder, right? So if, put that if n mod to equal to 0 colon, then what is that you will do? You say it is even. Print it is even. Okay, or else clause, print it is odd, something like this. Yes or no? Simple program. I'm starting from the very simple ones, then go to the complicated, so you understand how to use these control structures. Is there any doubt in this program? Is there any doubt in this program? Oh, quite easy. Shall we see the code? Shall we see the code that I have written? If you have done anything better, you can tell me. Okay, yeah. Tell me if you have done anything better than this. Is this the way you have done? Is this the one that you have done, or how is it? Yes, no. Have you seen? Are you seeing anything new? Let me know. If you're seeing anything new, tell me. Or if you feel no, I've done the same way, let me know. Okay, Kirtana is telling did not use this format. You're not use this format. You're not use this format.
So I told I didn't use that format function or what can I say.
Okay, you have not used this form of format, is it?
Yes.
Okay, this is the first time you're seeing.
I have seen, but I didn't use it here.
Where have you seen this?
In Python, I have seen. In some programs, I have seen.
Which
But I
programs?
haven't used
In
it.
the course or outside the course?
Outside the course. Outside the
Okay,
course.
you know how this works?
It basically works like how in C we'll write a %d name of that variable, right? Like that.
Okay, so don't worry.
So,
I have in the next chapter, right? So we would be actually discussing this format function in detail. I'll give you a lot of other options also. Okay, so what is the other way that you have done? What is the other way you have done?
I've put num is odd. Is odd in double
Okay.
quotes. Num just is included.
Okay, fine. So okay, so only thing is you have not used this format function, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Okay, other than this, any doubt in this code? Very simple code.
Yeah.
Any doubt in this piece of code? Anyone? If there's no doubt, say no doubt, so that we can proceed to the next one. Everything is simple one, right? Sure, no doubt in this. Okay, right. Moving to the next one. Anyone can ping me. Chanakesha, you have some doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So Harini is telling enter 10. I did not understand, Harini, what is it? Sir, why full stop? Where full stop? Saundarya is asking where full stop. Where ma? Here full stop? This one? This one full stop, Saundarya? Are you asking this? This is not full stop. This is dot operator. I'll tell you what is dot later. Saundarya, yes, no, I'm waiting for your. Okay, this one? Okay, this one I'll tell you. In the next class, I'll tell you where to use this format function. In detail, I'll tell you. There are many versions of, I mean, this format only can be used in multiple ways. I'll tell you how to use it in many ways later. Okay. Yeah, so Harini says enter tensor. Let me run this code odd or even. Okay, 10. I entered 10. Harini, I entered. Harini, is that what you asked me to do? Can I go to the next program, Harini?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. By the way, why did you ask me to enter 10?
So actually it is divisible by 2, but the remainder is not 0.
Which one?
So 10, sir, divided by 2, it gives 5, right?
But remainder is 0 only, no? Why is it not 0? Remainder is 0 only, no? Harini, you are there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Remainder is 0.
Yeah.
Correct now?
Oh,
Quotient is 5. Okay?
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah, fine. Okay,
Okay, sir.
yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
No problem. Okay, so what is the next one? What is the next one you have? Write a program to find whether a given number is positive or negative. I think even this is quite simple. It is very straightforward, right? So how do you know whether a number is positive or negative? Less than 0, greater than 0, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let me see how is that I have written. What is that I have written? Positive or negative. Okay. So I think I have used if elif. See if you have done the same program or if you have done anything different. I have done the same thing or different. Same thing. Have you handled all the situations, all the condition if elif? Did you understand why I gave you these programs? If you see one by one, I'm making sure you use all the constructs if, elif, and all those control structures. Yeah. Is that okay? Fine. Shall I go to the next program? Shall I go to the next one? Next. Is that okay? Yeah. Valmiki, shall I go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So write a program to find the biggest of three numbers. Okay, how many of you have not done? Just put that in the chat box. How many of you have not done? Just say not done. Me means what? Not done. Sushma not done. Okay, Danya not done. Why didn't you do? I mean, any problem? Why didn't you do? Like you didn't like to do, you don't want to do, I will not do, my wish, various reasons. What are your reasons for not doing? I mean, you didn't know to do. I mean, I'm giving you different options. What is your option? I did not know to do, I will not do, my wish, I will do whatever I feel like, I will not do, or what is your option? Anything would be okay.
Did not get the logic, sir.
Why greatest of three numbers you did not get? I didn't get what I didn't get out what I expected. Okay, okay, you did not get out to what you expect. Anyways, chalo. How many of you got the logic? How many of you got to know? Okay, so I want everyone to type it. I want everyone to do it now. I'll show the logic to you guys. I want you to do it now, right now, and then only I'll proceed further. Okay, so biggest of three numbers. I want everyone to do it. Do this. Do this now. This will make use of logical AND operator. Logical AND. I want everyone to do it now. Only then we'll proceed further. Do this. Everyone, and take three numbers. Take three numbers. Okay, so take it as 5, 1, and 9. 5, 1, 9. Oh no. You take 5, 1, 9. 5, 1, 9. Three numbers, and use this logic. How many of you have written the same logic? How many have written the same logic? Just say yes. How many of you have written the same logic to find the greatest of three numbers? Same logic? Very good. Awesome. Okay. How many of you have not done? I want you to try it right now. I want you to try it right now. Right now. Just right now. Don't wait for anything. Just right now. Try this. We'll write the code later. We'll write the code later. Okay. Solve this now. It's like this. Okay. So Ganapati, can you please tell me the logic? Or Subhash told, right? Subhash, you did? Subhash, you're done. Subhash is not there. Huh? He's absconding, is it? Subhash, darling, you're there, Subhash, darling?
I did, sir.
Yeah, can you please give me the logic, darling? ABC. Assume ABC are three numbers.
Okay, sir. A is the first number, and B is the second, and C is the third.
Okay, so what is the condition that I have to check?
Okay, sir. For the first value, if A is greater than B,
If A is greater than B
and A is greater than C,
A is greater than C, okay,
then print A is greater than B and C.
then A is greater, correct? So I don't want to say whether it is greater.
Okay.
I just say A is greater, that's all. Then, okay,
And else if
elif, okay,
B is greater than A,
B is greater than A,
and
and
B is greater than C,
and
B is greater than C,
B is greater than C, okay,
then print B is greater.
okay, B is greater, okay, then
Else C is greater.
else
C is greater.
else C is greater.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Okay, so I think anyone can optimize this more. Can anyone optimize this more? How many of you did the same thing? Anyone can optimize this more? You got what you mean by optimizing it?
No, sir.
Optimizing is, can you reduce one more step from this?
Okay.
I think this is not needed. No, I don't think this is needed.
Okay.
I think this is not needed. Because you anyways checked A is greater than B. Okay, so you need not check B is greater than A, is what I feel. Yes, no? Check
Yes,
out.
sir. Yes, sir.
I think this step is not needed. It is simply taking another two operations. One is logical AND operation and relational operator. I think two instructions can be reduced.
As the bigger the branches go, the closer it takes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
correct, no? Because we are already checking A is greater than B over here. So need not check B greater than A.
Yes, sir. Then we can directly if okay, else if B is greater than C, then B is greater.
Yeah, that's all. Else B is
Yes,
greater. That's all. Correct, no?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So check this, see if it works.
Okay,
I,
sir.
I want everyone take 519 and see if it works. 519. Take A as 5, 1 and 9. Later you can write the Python code. Just see if it works. 519. See if it works. If it works, just say works.
Works, sir.
It works? Who said it works?
Sami Subhash.
Subhash, what you do is, see, don't test with only one pair of numbers. I want you to even test with some other numbers. Say, now do 5, 9, 5 and 1. See if it works. See if it works for 9, 5 and 1. Vilasni says I've used only relational operators. Okay, how did you do only relation? Did you use LC ladder? You use ladder, Vilasni. I think you used nested if, isn't it, Vilasni?
No, sir, no nested if, sir. If LS and LC.
No, you cannot work. You cannot. It won't work. No. How it will work? Did you compile the code?
Yes, sir, it works.
It's working.
Yes, sir.
I doubt it. I want to see your code. Anyways, do one thing. Share the code in the group. We'll see.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so I want you to test this for 9, 5 and 1. So Vilasni, which one you feel correct? This is correct or yours is correct? Which one do you feel is more optimal?
Both are correct, sir.
Both are correct. Okay, both are correct, but which is optimal? How many set of instructions you have?
I will send, sir.
Huh?
Will send, sir. Will
No, I
share
want you
with-
to answer. I don't want you to send. I want you to answer which is optimal. So you're saying I will send. You only say. Don't ask me. That's what Vilasni is saying. Correct, Vilasni?
No, sir. Not like this, sir.
So I want you to analyze which is using nested if. Okay, so some Naresh has used nested if. Okay, so now you think which is correct. You decide. Okay, so for 9, 5 and 1, did it work? For 9, 5 and 1, did it work? 9, 5 and 1. So it works for 951. Quickly, just tell me no. Don't type it on the computer. I want you to do it on the sheet of paper, man. Later you can do it on the computer. I want you to actually type it on the computer. Type it on a sheet of paper. Write it on a sheet of paper. Akshata, it works for 951.
Yes, sir.
Did you type for the first combination 519?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then try for this. The next one, the last. Okay, say 195. Try this and tell me if it works. If it is working for all this combination, only then the program can be correct. Not for only one combination. It should work for all multiple combinations. Try this 195.
Yes, sir.
Is it working?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Yeah. So what I want you to do is, if you have written the program, right? If you have written the program, I want you to test your program for all these multiple inputs. Don't confirm whether your program is right or wrong until you confirm for all the kinds of inputs like this. Okay. This is basically called as unit testing in industry. This is called as unit testing. Unit testing is you write the code and you give multiple inputs and then you make sure that your code is working or not. That is unit testing. Without unit testing, don't give it to the testing team. Is that okay? Correct? Fine, Valmiki, it works, he says. Good. Shall we go to the next one? Chanakeshwar is saying, sir, program crashes if A equal to B equal to C or A equal to B. Chanakeshwar, can you unmute yourself? I did not understand your question.
Sir, sir,
I did not understand your question.
Sir, if you are giving the same inputs, then the program can't handle it. Right,
it won't crash, no? I don't think it will crash. It will say C is greater.
Okay.
Did it crash?
Okay, sir.
Try this 555. Try. See what will it say? Tell me which whether A is greater, B is greater. Which one? What will it say?
So it will print the file. It will use the for attack.
No, no. Which statement? Does it go to if, elif, or else?
It will.
What does it take?
First statement for A.
Huh?
So can I talk?
Yeah, please tell me, Subhash.
So for 555, it's showing C is greater.
Yeah, correct. So for 555, it doesn't crash. The program won't crash. It will say C is greater. Okay. But yeah, but again, it is wrong, right? C is greater is wrong, right? Right. So you have to basically try to handle it.
So we can add another line, right? If A is equal to B is equal to C, then yeah, same. Like just we can add another line.
Okay. Yeah, you can add it, but where will you add? You'll add it on top of if, or how is it? Where will you add?
Like after is like we have to modify this also.
Yeah. So what you can do is, I think you can add it in the first step itself.
Yes, sir. First
Yeah,
one.
then you can make it as elif then.
Yes, sir.
Correct. You add if over here, then you add that statement. Is that okay? And it is good. You must handle it. My program has not handled it. You must handle it. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Cool. Shall we go to the next one? Shall we go to the next one? Do you want to see the code that I've written? Yeah. Do you want to see the code? You want to take a picture of that or something? Yeah, you can see the code. Okay. See the naming conventions. Naming convention should be good. Is that okay? Is that okay? Akshata, are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Sushma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pavan?
Sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. Awesome. Okay, so fine. We'll go to the next one. We'll go to the next one. What is the next program? Write a program to find whether a given year is leap year or not. Okay. How do you find out whether a given number is leap year or not?
We have to divide the year by 4, sir.
Ah,
And the remainder should be equal to 0.
okay.
Then the year will be leap year. If not, it will not be a leap year.
That's the only condition that you'll have to satisfy. Is that the only condition? Is that the only condition, Sushma?
Don't know, sir.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah, Bhavana said good. Srihari said mod 100. Okay, correct. Okay, right. So no, it's not or. It's not or. No. It's not or. Oh, anyways, I'll show it to you. I'll show the code to you. Okay. So you have a formula for leap year, right? You'll have to follow that. So this is a formula. Okay. So year divide by 4. It should exactly divide by 4, but it should not divide by exactly by 100, or it should divide exactly by 400. That is the rule for leap year. Okay, that is how it is. Now you can type any year, it will show whether a year is leap year or not. Okay, so the formula is, you must always keep this formula in mind. Okay, it's a very famous interview question again. Okay, so the year must exactly divide by 4, or it must not exactly divide by 100, or okay, it must exactly divide by 400. That is basically a leap year. Okay, so this is a formula. There is nothing to logic here. There is a formula that you need to keep in mind. And you see that I have grouped it. These two should guarantee satisfy. These two must definitely satisfy. Okay, or if this does not satisfy, or then the year must exactly divide 400. That is how it is. Did you get that grouping? If I remove this grouping, the meaning changes. If I remove this grouping, no, from here, the meaning changes. The whole thing changes. It should be exactly either these two must definitely satisfy, or it should be like this. That is how it is. Is that okay? Right? Can you take a picture of this or something so that I can proceed to the next one? Srihari, did you get it? Srihari, you are there?
Hello.
Yeah, hello Srihari, you are there?
Yeah.
Okay, you got this?
Yeah.
Okay. Chaitra, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about Danya Manjunath? Danya Manjunath is there absconding. Okay. Danya, you won't speak? You don't like speaking to me, or how is it? Or you don't like speaking at all? That also she'll chat. Oh, okay, let me not. Anyways, okay, chalo. What is the next program? Can I remove this program? I mean, shall we go to the next one? Just say next. Not able to. Okay, fine. Someday we will talk. Don't worry. There would be a day. Someday we will talk. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. Shall we go to the next one? Cool. Right. What is the next program all about? Okay. So write a program to input a month number 1 to 12. Okay. And print how many days in that month. Why 1 to 12 only? Why not 1 to 13?
12 months in a year, sir.
Ah, very good. Who said that? Who said?
Sushma, sir.
Very good. There are 12 months in a year, correct? Yeah. So you have to enter 1 month. Okay. And then you have to say how many days are there in that particular month, right? So I don't know how many of you have done that. I saw a few people in the group doing it. Let me show it to you. Okay. So days in a month. Okay. See if you have done the same way, or if I've done anything nicer. Okay, because in February there is a leap year, right? In February there is a leap year. I cannot say 29 or 28. If I want to decide whether it is 29 or 28, so first I have to handle the leap year in in the this thing. So that is the thing I have put a separate condition. If month is equal to 2, then first I have to find out whether the year is a leap year or not. If it is a leap year, then the number of days would be 29, else the number of days would be 28. Remaining, what I do is I have put in a list. I've used the membership operator, and based on that I have just written this code. Is that okay? Just check the code, and if you did not understand something, let me know. Shriyari, what is a different way? Which way did you do?
I will share my code.
Don't ask me. Isn't it?
Ah,
Okay. Okay. Share your code. Right. Okay. How many of you did this way, or how many of you, what is it you did not do? I think you wouldn't have handled only this, correct? The rest would have been okay. I think you did not handle leap year. Isn't it? Yeah. How many of you handled even leap year? How many handled leap year also? Just say I. Just say me. If you handled leap year, say me. Srihari is sharing the code. I don't know if I can actually download it. Oh, you darling, what is this? You are scaring me. If month is equal to 1, 31 days. If month equal to 2, 28 by 28 or 29 days. Okay, you decide whether it is 28. So you are asking whether you decide. Don't ask me. Month 2 is 28 or 28, 31, 30. Anyways, okay, cool. So Srihari, which is correct? Which is nice? My code is good. Your code is good, Srihari.
your code.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you understood, no, how to change that code, Srihari?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can change it like that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine, man. Nice. Okay. Fine. So done. Shall we go to the next one? Have you handled this else part? If I give say 13 or something like that, have you handled that? How many of you handled this else part? If I give you something which is out of 12, 13 or 14 like that, put that in the chat box. How many of you have handled it? Handled this part, else part. How many of you have handled? Hey, just chat something. No, if you have handled, say handled, else no. Used assert. Okay, okay, okay. That is also a nice way to do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool, Naresh. Anyone else who has handled it using assert or anything else? No one? Oh, no one. I handled. Who is that? Kirtana Ganapati. Very good. Very good. Using else or assert? What is that? How did you handle Kirtana? Using else. Okay. Nice. If you handled it, that's good. Good. Great. Okay. Right. Shall we go to the next one? Shall we go to the next one? Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So what is the next program? What does it say? Write a program to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius and vice versa. Ask user for F or C and then carry out the operation. Ask user to re-input for input other than F or C. Oh, so if the user enters anything other than F or C, then you will have to ask him to enter correctly F or C. Correct? Okay. Let me see how have you done. How did I do? So what is the number? Okay. Okay, this is what it is. Anything else that you've done? By the way, tell me one thing. How many of you copied the code from internet? I just want to know that. How many of you copied from internet? No, I just know it seems. I asked only who has done. How many of you have done? Hey, Subhash, now I am having doubt on you. Subhash? Subhash, you are there? Where is that? Sir, I will never copy. Hey, Subhash, don't lie, man. How can you say I'll never copy? We are Subhash, man. I am also Subhash only. No, how can you say we never copy? All my engineering exams were copied only, to be very honest.
I'll just take a glance from net, but that's the maximum I could do. So that's it.
Yeah, but still you should not take glance also. Is that okay?
Sure, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, can I share a story with you guys? One story.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Everyone, if everyone say a story, then I'll tell you a story. I think I've told about this guy if you have attended any of my workshops. I think I've told you about this guy. His name is Lav Kumar, one of my very favorite student, Lav Kumar. Okay. So this guy, normally what I do is in my sessions, right, I give some tough assignments. I gave him one tough assignment. I mean, he was doing my embedded system course, long back story, 2000, I think 2014 story. Okay. So this guy, he came to my session and I gave him an assignment. Okay. So immediately after giving an assignment, right, it is called a set bits. I think I would have given you also this assignment if you have any time attended my C workshop. Okay. So I gave him this assignment. So Lav Kumar immediately within 15-20 minutes, he came back to me and said, sir, I'm not getting the output. So I told him, okay, go try once again. Okay. And he came even immediately after 5 minutes and said, sir, I'm not getting. So I said, what are you expecting from me? He said, no, sir, you teach me. I said, no, go and do it by yourself. He was getting irritated, I could make out. Okay. But I know that students will normally get irritated because after paying money, okay, and when I say go do by yourself, okay, so obviously what comes in students' mind is, how come Subhash took money and he's not teaching me properly? That comes. But the intention is different. It is not because I don't want to teach you. The intention is I want you to enable your brain. It would have been sleeping, your brain is sleeping, I want to wake up that brain. So that day it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. Till evening 7 o'clock he would have come some 4 to 5 times to me. Okay. I said, go do by yourself. Okay. And then that day evening he came to me for the final time and said, sir, whole day I tried, I could not get. I said, it's okay, go try tomorrow also. Okay. Then he did not come the next day and even I kept quiet. Okay. And the third day, fourth day, after exactly 4 to 5, I think fifth day or something, right? I can give you his Facebook ID, you can go and talk to him. Right. So fifth day he comes and tells me, sir, thank you so much. I said, did you get the output? He said, yes, sir, I did it myself. Then I told him, did you get to know how happy you will feel when you do it by yourself? Yes, sir, I'm feeling so happy that I can. And trust me, when you can solve by yourself with so much of difficulty, you can solve any problems, man. Okay. Only thing is there should be someone to put you into the tough situation. That's all. That is what is called as coaching, man. You're getting it, right? So I don't want even you to see the glance also. Okay. I want you to wake up your brain. I want you to do it yourself. Okay. Until you figure it out, do it. Okay. Trust me that Lav Kumar, no, he's a topper now. He's working with Qualcomm in Hyderabad. Okay. Fantastic. And he's earning a lot. You won't believe he's earning more than ₹1 lakh per month salary. Okay. He's a great, why I'm not saying I am the great coach, but my mentality is like that. I put you into a tough situation. I want you to swim yourself and come back. When you're about to die, I will definitely hold you back. Okay. Until you should come to a situation where you will not be able to live anymore. Then I will take you up. Okay. But by then you would have already learned swimming. Subhash, there is no need of Subhash over there. You're getting it, right? So don't even look at the glance. Don't even glance go and see. The moment you go to the internet and see the code, no, automatically your brain stops thinking. If you want to take this suggestion, take it, else it's up to you. I cannot stop you anyways. Okay. So the moment you see somebody's code, automatically your brain will stop thinking, and it will start taking that code itself. Okay, never, if you don't get the output also, it's okay, absolutely okay. Never cheat your brain. Don't tell your brain to see others code or anything. You must come up with your own logic. You won't come with logic, it's okay. But in that process of finding the logic now, without your knowledge, your thinking level would have come from 0 to 3, 0 to 4, like that. If 10 is the maximum, there would definitely be an improvement. Don't ever look at the code. Is that okay? Fine. Right. Awesome. I'm taking you step by step. Slowly, I'll give you some complicated code. Okay. Yeah. Having said that, right. Shall we go to the next one? Is this the same thing? Is the same thing that you wrote, or you wrote something better, or if you have written, if you're not written better, is that okay? Did you understand this code? Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. Not okay. Right. No? Okay. Cool. Right. Shall we move to the next one? Shall we move to the next one? I think it's a simple one, right? Okay. Did anyone use loop for this? Did anyone use loop for this? Any loop or anything? Loop for asking, whether enter the right input F or C, continuously waiting for the input and all that. No one? Okay. Okay. Fine. What is the next program? Write a program to find GCD. Okay. So how many of you know GCD? How many of you know GCD? How many of you don't know GCD? How many of you don't know GCD? Say don't know. Kirtana Ganapati knows. Okay. How many of you don't know? Say don't know. Don't know. Okay. Okay. Right. Danya Manogaran, no. Okay. Okay. Now listen. Don't know. Okay. Fine. No problem. Okay. Now, what do you mean by GCD? Here. Listen. Okay. Listen. For those who don't know, listen. What is the full form of GCD? What is the full form of GCD? Greatest common divisor. Greatest common divisor. Okay. So what do you mean by greatest common divisor? What do you mean by greatest common divisor? If suppose I give 2 and 8. Okay. So will 1 divide 2 and 8 equally? 1 divides. Right? 1 2s are 2, 1 8s are 8. Okay. It divides. Okay. What about 2? 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. Correct? Even this will divide equally. 2 1s are 2 and 2 4s are 8. Right? Okay. What about 3? Will 3 divide? Will 3 divide? No. Okay. Will 4 divide? No. Will 5 divide? No. Right? That's all. So among these two, which is the greatest? Only these are the two numbers which divides. Among these two, which is the greatest? These are common divisors. Right? So among these, which is the greatest? 2. So 2 is your GCD. Now another example, if I suppose I give 4 and 8. Okay, in 4 and 8, which is the greatest common divisor? 1 will divide, 2 will divide, 4 will divide. Okay, see, 1 2 1 4 are 4, 1 8 is 8, 2 1 2 2 are 4, 2 4 is 8, 4 1 are 4, 4 2 is 8. That's all. So all these are common divisors. Okay, so among these, which is the greatest? It is 4. Right? So 4 will be your GCD. Here 2 is a GCD. Right? So similarly, when I say 5 and 10, which is the greatest common divisor? 1 will divide, 5 will divide. That's all. So 5 will be your GCD. Right? So how do you find this out? How do you find the greatest common? How do you find out that which is the greatest common divisor? Okay. So in programming, you have a very famous algorithm. What is that very famous algorithm called as? What is the famous algorithm? Yeah, Euclid's algorithm, right? So how do you solve that? Okay. So you have to basically take two inputs. Okay. That is A and B. Okay. You will take two inputs, A and B, right? After taking A and B, what will you give me two inputs? Let me take 2 and 8 only. Okay. 2 and 8. Okay. And then this I'll call it as result, right? So what will I do now? I will take A as 2 and B as 8. And what will I do? I'll apply a mod operator here. Okay. Take two operands, two operands, yeah, and take a mod operator. Apply the mod operator. When I apply the mod operator, what will happen over here? 2 mod 8. What will be the result? What will happen when I say 2 mod 8? What will happen? 2 mod 8. Who is that? Malakar, how is it 0? Hey guys, it's mod operator here. Mod operator. When you divide 2 by 8, what will you get? Hey Malakar, who is that? Who said 0? Nandita Krishna? Sriyari. Okay, it will give you 2 as a reminder. When you divide 2 by 8, you will get 2, no? Yeah. Okay, you will get 2, right? Yeah. So now once you get 2, what you must do is you must exchange. 8 will come here, 2 will come here. Okay. Now tell me, is B value equal to 0? Did B become 0? Did B become 0? B did not become 0. When B has not become 0, again do the same thing. Again apply mod. 8 mod 2. What will be the result now? Now it will be 0, right? So exchange. Okay, exchange. Now, did B become 0? Did B become 0? B has become 0. The moment B becomes 0, A will be your GCD. A will become your GCD. This is how you will have to calculate. I'll give you one more example. Okay, we'll take A, B, okay, and result. A, B, and result, right? So now what happens here is, let me take 4 and 8. Okay, now how do I do that? A will take 4 and B will be 8. Okay, now apply mod operator to this. Mod operator. What is 4 mod 8? You'll get 4. Exchange this. 8 and 4 will be here. That is 8. B value I'll store into A. Result value I'll store it into B. Okay, then what will happen? Now, is B value has become 0? Did B value become 0? No. When B value becomes 0, I mean, if B value is not 0, apply a mod operator. Okay, when I apply mod operator, what will happen over here? Okay, this will become 0, right? Then again exchange. 4 here, 0 here. Okay, then again check. Did B value become 0? The moment B value becomes 0, A will be considered as your GCD. Got what I'm saying? Yes or no? This is basically your logic. Now, if this is your logic, how will you put this into code? How will you put this into code? What all you need? Now tell me, keep answering my question. How many variables you need? How many variables you need over here? How many variables you need? You need 3 variables. What are they? Okay, one is A, the other one is B, and then the next one is result. Correct? No? Right. Now, don't you think something I'm doing again and again? Is something happening again and again? Yes or no? Happening? Something is happening again and again. Yes or no? Right? What is happening again and again? What is happening again and again? Tell me what operations are happening again and again. Mod operator, exchange operator. Mod operator, exchange. Mod, exchange. Mod, exchange. Isn't it? 2 things are happening. Mod calculation and swap. Correct. Mod calculation and swap is happening again and again. Correct. Okay. Is it continuously happening or is it stopping somewhere? Is it continuously happening? Is it stopping somewhere? It is stopping somewhere. If it is stopping, say stopping. Correct. Where is it stopping? Where is it stopping? Okay. When B becomes 0, it will stop. Correct. The moment B becomes 0, it will stop and give you the output. Correct. Now it means I have to do this continuously until B becomes 0. Correct. Yes or no? Yes or no? It means until B becomes 0, I should be doing this mod exchange, mod exchange, mod exchange. Correct. Yes or no? Right. So what condition can I do? So put that into while B is not equal to 0. When B is not equal to 0, what is that I have to do? When B is not equal to 0, what I have to do? Tell me what I have to do. Result is equal to, when B is not equal to 0, what I have to do? B is result is equal to A mod B. Okay, and then do the swapping. What is the swapping I will do? What swapping I have to do? Okay, I'll put whatever is there in B to A, and I'll put whatever is there in result to B. Correct? I have to do the swapping, right? Okay, and now once B will become 0, I'll come out of the while and say print GCD is equal to A. Isn't it? You will find your GCD. That's all. This is your actual code. Shall I show this code to you? Shall I show this code to you? See this. I'll take 2 input. Okay. Until B is not equal to 0. Okay. I'll say A mod B. I'll do that. Once B will become 0, right? I'll come out and say A is the GCD. When B is becoming 0, I should stop there. And by then A would be your GCD. You got what I'm saying? Yeah. Revanappa is there in the class. Revanappa Biradar is there. Revanappa Sangram Biradar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did you understand Revanappa?
Yes, sir.
Biradar, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, Geeta, did you understand? Geeta, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand, Geeta?
Yes, sir.
Prabhakar is there? Prabhakar is there? Yeah. Prabhakar, did you understand? Nagamani, did you understand Nagamani? Nagmani? Nagmans, you're there? Yes, Nagmans is there. Okay, cool. That's nice. Okay. Did you get this? Shall we go to the next one? Shall we move to the next one? Just say next. Yeah, okay. What is the next code? Write a program to print the Fibonacci series. What do you mean by Fibonacci series? What do you mean by Fibonacci series? Any idea? What do you mean by Fibonacci series? Who knows what is Fibonacci series? Fibonacci series. Who don't know, say don't know. If you don't know, say don't know. Yeah, first num will be sum of next two. Okay. Vishalini says no. If you don't know, you say don't know. Okay, I'll make it don't know. Okay. So it is like this: 0, 1, 0 plus, 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, like that. Okay. This series is called as Fibonacci series. Some will call it as Fibonacci series and all that. I don't know. So you can call whatever you want. I'll call Fibonacci series one. Okay, now did you get that? Now I want you to write a code so that you'll actually get this for this series actually. Can you do this yourself? I have told you the logic. Can you write the code for yourself? Think, no? If I show you the code, then your thinking level, you will not be able to, your mind will stop thinking. Can you do this yourself and post it? You have time over the weekend. Can you do this or not? I have given you the logic. Nandita is telling done. For people who are not done, can you do this? I don't want to show the code to you guys now. Tell me something, no? Whether can you do yourself? You will not do. I don't like doing. How is it? This is a serious. You can, yeah. Can you do? Good. Please do it. I don't want to show the code for you guys. Do it and post it in the group. Okay. So let me see how my code works. You can see the output. That is, sorry. So it says how many numbers must be there in Fibonacci series. Okay. So let me say 10. So it gives me so much: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 numbers. Did you get the output? It should be like this. Did you get that? So if suppose I'll clear the screen. How many numbers must be there in Fibonacci series? 5. Then it should print like this: 5 numbers. Simple, no? Can you do that? Yeah. Okay. All right. I want you to do this. Okay. And the next program. The next program says write a program to find whether a given number is prime or not. Its given number is prime or not. Okay. When do you call any number as a prime number? When do you call any number as a prime number? What is a prime number, by the way? What is the prime number? Divisible by itself. Okay, divisible by 1 and itself, correct? Okay, so now tell me, if suppose I give a number 9, okay, I want you to test whether this number is prime or not. Tell me it is a prime or not. Is it divisible by 1? Is it a prime number? All numbers are divisible by 1, right? All numbers are divisible by 1, right? Correct. So you need not actually check for 1. Okay. So you must start checking from 2 to 9. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from here till here. Right. So now does 2 divide 9? Does 2 divide 9? No. Does 3 divide 9? Does 3 divide 9? Yes, no. 3 3s are 9. Correct. So because 3 is dividing 9, okay, then it is not prime. Therefore, it is not prime. Okay. So a number that is divisible by itself, by 1 and itself, but none of the numbers should divide it. Only that number will become your prime number. I'll give you one more example. Say, for example, 7. Okay. So is this a prime number? Is 7 a prime number? Okay. Say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will anyways divide itself. So, okay. Now you have to check from here till here. Okay. Does 2 divide? Does 3 divide? Does 4 divide? Does 5 divide? Does 6 divide? Okay. So will all these divide? Will all these divide? Okay. It will not divide, right? None of them will divide, right? So 7 is basically a prime number. It is basically a prime number. But my question is, how will you know whether this 2 will divide 7 or not, or 3 will divide 7 or not, or 4 will divide 7 or not, or 5 will divide 7 or not? How will you know? Okay, if any number mod 7, if it is resulting in actually exactly 0, okay, it means this number will basically divide. Correct? No? Oh, sorry. One second. Where is that? Okay. So if given number, that is the 7, if when you divide by either 2, okay, or if you divide by either 3, or if you divide by either 4, if any of these numbers, okay, after dividing, if the remainder is equal to 0, it means it is dividing it exactly. Correct? Yes or no? No, I'll give you one. I'll give you an example. Wait, I'll give you an example. Right, listen. Now let us talk about 9. Okay. Now first what you have to do? You have to see whether 9 mod 2 is it equal to 0. Does it divide? Does it divide? No. Okay. Now let me try the next number. 9 divided by 3. Does it divide? Does it divide? Yeah, it is because it is equal to 0. If it is dividing, then what is the meaning of it? Okay. That 9, then you can come out, you can just say 9 is not prime. 9 is not prime. Okay. Now let me talk about 7 now. Now what you will do? 7. Start from again. 7 mod 2. Will it divide? Will it divide? No, it doesn't divide. Okay. 7 mod 3. Does it divide? Does it divide exactly? Okay. No. Then 7 mod 4. Does it divide? Does it divide? No. Then 7 mod 5. Does it divide? Okay. No, it doesn't divide. 7 mod 6. Does it divide? Okay. No. None of the numbers decides. Did you see that? Okay. So when none of the number divides it, so what does it become? It becomes a prime number. It becomes a prime number. Correct? Right? Now, don't you see that something is happening continuously? Something is happening continuously? Yes or no? When something is happening continuously, what will you use? What will you use? Exactly, Yogesh. You will make use of a loop. Correct? Correct, Yogesh. When something is happening again and again, you make use of a loop, right? But somewhere you have to break out of the loop. Somewhere you will break out of the loop. When will you break out of the loop? When you find that some number is exactly dividing, you will break out of the loop. For breaking out, which statement will you use? For breaking, which statement you will use? You have a break. Okay. Now I want you to make use of all that and then do it. I'm not showing this code also. I've given the logic to you. I did a mistake by even giving the logic to you. Is that okay? I want you to do it yourself now, right? Now here there is a small thing, which is small catch over here. Do you need to check from 2 to 6? Is it necessary to check from 2 to 6? Is it mandatory to check from 2 to 6? Shreyas? No, then how much, till what number I should check, Shreyas? Then till what number should I check? Exactly. It is num by 2 is enough. Okay. 7 divided by 2 is enough. Okay. Because when you say, yeah, half of that number. Okay. So exactly 7 divided by 2, 2, 3 is 6. No. So you can check till here anyways, because anyways 4 2s is 8. Okay. You need not check. Anyways, it will not divide. We are sure. Okay. You can only check till 2 to 3. Instead of checking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can only check till half of the number. That is enough. You're getting what I'm saying? You got what I'm saying? This is the condition. This is very important condition, because don't unnecessarily do these 3 steps. It will increase the program, what do you call, execution time will be increased, right? So you need not actually do from 2 to 6. You can only do 2 and 3. That is enough, because we know that anyways 4 2s are 8. It will anyways not divide. So not required to do this. Is that okay? That is the program logic. Can you do that? Yeah. Is that okay? Right? Yeah. Okay. Right. So what is the next program? So these are more assignment programs which I want you to solve by yourself. Okay. I think let me see. Write a Python program in which the user enters either A, B or C. If A is entered, the program should display the word apple. If B is entered, it displays banana. And if C is entered, it displays coconut. A simple program, no? Simple program. Okay. Just wanted to make use of, I wanted to use if, and all that, right? Now, write a program that sums a series of positive integers entered by the user, excluding all numbers that are greater than 100. Okay. Do you understand this question? Write a program that sums a series of positive integers entered the, the programmer will actually enter some series of numbers, positive numbers. Okay. And he must actually find the sum of all the numbers that the user has entered. excluding all numbers that are greater than 100. It means if the user enters any number that is greater than 100, right, he must not include that. Other than that, rest of the numbers you must add. Say for example, he enters, I'll give you, work on this. Your logical thinking will improve like anything. Okay, listen. Okay, so the user will enter, say, 10, 100, 15, 35, okay, 101. Okay, then your program must only find the sum of 10 plus 15 plus 100 plus 35. Okay, if it is greater than 100, exclude that. Okay, you have entered a series of numbers like this, so you must add all the numbers excluding those numbers that are greater than 100. So you will use lot many constructs in this program. Okay, so I want you to write this code. How many of you tried this code, by the way? Did anyone try this code? How many of you tried? If you tried, just say I tried. If you tried, say you have tried. Nobody tried? Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So, okay, cool. So what is the next one? Write a program in which the user can enter any number of positive and negative values that displays the number of positive values as well as the number of, what is that? Write a program in which the user can enter any number of positive and negative integer values that displays the number of positive values entered as well as the number of negative values entered. Did you get this? Did you get the question? Okay. So if you'll write a program which will actually receive numbers. Okay, so the number you will say the input as 35, minus 35, 45, 65, or 17. Okay, minus 2. So you will enter a series of numbers like this, and the output should be positive numbers is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and negative numbers is equal to 1, 2. This should be your output. Is it okay? Should we separate the positive and negative numbers? Not required. Don't separate. Your program is taking the numbers. Okay, it is taking positive and negative numbers randomly, but the output after taking the input, right? The output should be you have entered positive 4 numbers and negative 2 numbers you have entered, like that. It should output like that. Okay, can we take multiple inputs in a single line of code? You can do it. Okay, so with your limited knowledge, whatever you know, you do it now. Later we'll see how to do it later, I think, but now you can do it. Try, do it. Okay, you have loops, Subhash, so use loops. I shouldn't have told, I told, but anyways, you do it with whatever knowledge you have, you do it. Okay, okay, right, with limited knowledge, whatever thought or whatever knowledge you have now, you make use of that. We'll see. Okay, I want you to think basically, right? Yeah. Did you get that? Okay, cool. So we'll move to the next one. Yeah, write a program containing a pair of I shouldn't have given this, but I've given this. I don't know why I gave this. A pair of nested while loops that displays the integer values 1 to 100, 10 numbers per row, with the columns aligned neatly in an order. This will make use of format function and all that. Let me see who will actually do that. After doing it, I want you to send the snapshot also. Okay, so I want to see whether it is really aligning it or not. Okay, so I want you to print 1 to 100 neatly. It should look the program. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then again, exactly 11, 12, very neatly, 13, 14, 15, like that till 100. Okay, so 91 till 100. You have to print it. It should look neat. So I have also given the input that you have to use nested while, that is while inside a while, nested while loop, and then you must do this. Okay. So you will know how to use nested while, how to use if, how to take inputs, and a lot of things. Is that okay? Fine. Fine. Is that okay? So you have a weekend. Can we use /t for space? Yeah, you can use those. You can use that, Subhash, for control characters. You can use anything. So /t, you're saying for a tab space, right? Try without using that, Subhash. We'll make things complicated. Is that okay? Try without /t, and okay, do whatever you if you know to do it in multiple way, do it in multiple way. Okay. I always want to put you into difficult situation. That is the thing. Is that okay? Yeah. Chalo. So we'll meet on Monday. We'll meet on Monday. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything you want to ask me? Anyone? Is there anything you want to ask me? Soundarya is there in class? Soundarya is there? Soundarya is there? She's raising hand. Okay. Fine. Soundarya, you want to ask anything? Is there anything you want to ask? Jyoti, you want to ask something? Raghavi, you want to ask something? Okay. Sandeep, you have something to ask me?
No, Subhash.
Okay, fine. So fine then, do your programs and we'll meet on Monday with a new chapter. Okay. Happy weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. Love you all so much. Bye.